Hey, y'all, and welcome to another episode of the Millennial Management Podcast. I am your host, Brandy, the Millennial Manager, and today is Tuesday, bitch, inside of Patreon. If you are outside of Patreon, it is Wednesday. No matter what day you are listening to me, I just want to say thank you so much for supporting the podcast. I also want to say a special thank you to Patreon. Y'all pulled up inside of our live on Saturday. We went live inside of Patreon, and we talked about a lot of shit. We talked about Black women in the workplace. We talked about managers. We talked about, marriage. We talked about a lot. It was a lot of shit happening inside of that live. We were live for maybe about 45, 50 minutes. And it was a good time. We really discussed a lot of topics. And a lot of things had some overlapping. So marriage and overdoing it at a job, starting with a lot of promises that you can't necessarily keep up, and we know a lot of motherfuckers do that. You get that job and you think, I have to overperform, I have to do this, I have to do that, when really you can't keep up with that long term. So we talked about that inside of our live this past Saturday. But today, bitch, we are going to be talking about role frustration. This is a very real thing. I know some of y'all that are looking for a job, you like, bitch, I'm just looking for the role. Okay? That's it. That's all I'm looking for. I'm trying to be frustrated, but I don't even have the role. Okay? I'm sorry. All right? The position is coming your way. Be a little more patient. Pray, okay, and keep applying, and it's going to happen for you. But for those of us who are in a position of employment, role frustration is a very real thing. And the first thing that you need to think about is, why do I feel stuck in the first place, right? Why do I feel stuck in this position? Is it the impact? Like, maybe I feel like I'm not doing a whole lot, or is it just skill stagnation? Am I not being challenged enough? Okay. So let's figure out that why. So is it because maybe I'm not making as big of an impact as I want? Or is it because I'm not really being challenged in this position? Okay. So think about where the feeling is coming from. The next thing I want you to do is think about, is it the job, or is it the company that your ass is working for? Okay. So y'all know I'm in operations. And if I was working operations in Target, I'll probably be miserable right now because of the shit that's going on. You know what I'm saying? All right. So sometimes it's the company and the environment that you are in is not really conducive for you to grow, right? And y'all, if you are in a position where you do not see anything past yourself, meaning you are at the tippy top, you're going to get frustrated because the role is going to become mundane. Now, for some, that may be great, but for others who expect a little bit of a challenge and the company is not really growing at the rate that you're thinking, you're going to be stuck. You're going to feel stuck. Okay. Now, whether or not it's the job or the company, if it's the boss, the pay, the culture, whatever those things are, you have to diagnose that. And this tells you if you should try to keep applying to positions that mirror this one, to get out of this bad environment, or if you're more than likely going to feel the same way when you leave. Because if it's the work that you're doing every day that you're not necessarily happy with, it doesn't matter what environment you're in, you're going to fucking hate it. So it doesn't matter. You need to diagnose that. So number one, let's go back to our notes. Number one, is it because the reason why you feel stuck, is it because there's not enough impact in the job? Maybe you feel like you're not really doing the good work that you want to see yourself doing. Is it skill stagnation, meaning that, like, I really am not growing, I'm not elevating in any way? Number two, okay, could it be the job or is it the fucking company? Okay. Let's see. All right. Is it the boss that I have? Is it management? Like, it's so many things that can really factor in to role frustration. So you really have to be of a clear thought, and have a clear thought process of what's going on to be able to fully look at the situation instead of just jumping from position to position and feeling the same way in 6 months. Okay. Because you get that high when you start that new job, but that may not necessarily be the place for you. So let's go into number three. Number three is talking about how to get the fuck out. All right. Number one, after you go through and audit what the fuck we just talked about and you decide whether or not it's either of those things, If you get to the point where you're like, okay, it is the environment, it's the environment, you need to do a very deep dive of the next job that you apply for. This is why networking is so important, because the culture of the company that you work for is just as important as the work that you do. You cannot do work in any kind of environment. You cannot have peace like that in any kind of environment. So it's very specific, or it's very not specific, but very important to make sure that the next place that you are going to, your next location, is an environment that doesn't necessarily cater to your every need. Not saying that that has to be the case, because you'll never really find that, but that is not chaotic, that is not toxic, does not have toxic administration. Like, they really try to cultivate a space where people can learn and people can grow. That is very important, and you need to ask those questions. So networking is going to be key, so you can stay away from some badass places. Okay, networking can save you a lot of trouble when you're looking for a job. Now, is this a necessity, like, or is it necessary for you to leave your job right now? Timing is everything. So if you feel like, I'm not really going to look at, or not really going to get the salary that I'm wanting, maybe I need to hold on to this job for a little bit until I can really find the job that I'm looking for. So this job is really just going to be your starter role, or if you've been in the position for a little bit, it's a stepping stone to your next position. But timing is very important. You need to make sure that you give yourself the time to be able to thoroughly look for a job, check that fucking environment, and make sure it's the salary that you're looking for. Now, if you're willing to take a pay cut, great, bitch. Decide how much. Okay, especially if you are working in a toxic environment. I recommend, me personally, if you are in a toxic environment, it is best to give yourself a plan. Because when you come up with that plan, you're able to say, well, I'm going to give myself 7 months. I'm going to give myself a year. I'm going to give myself 2 years to work myself out of this position. It gives yourself a goal. So regardless of what the environment is looking like, you're focused on the goal that you have for yourself, the plans that you have outlined for yourself. And it doesn't matter what the fuck they got going on, because every day you go to work, you're looking at that goal. You can keep it under your mouse pad. You can keep it on your computer screen, wherever the fuck you want to keep it. Okay. Keep it somewhere that you can see it, so it gives you something to visualize, and then put action behind that shit. Okay. Okay. Let's see. We talked about getting out of the damn job. We talked about searching, networking, and I really think that networking is extremely it's underrated, for real. Like, I feel like real connections can be made where you can possibly build a friendship, with people that you are in similar industries as. But I also feel like people don't respect networking as much, because they feel like it's just a bunch of mumbo jumbo, right? You're not building any real connections, but you can build whatever you want. If you meet some people and they seem aligned with you professionally, that is the network that you have, and lean into that. Don't turn your nose up at fucking networking because it's not necessarily what you would do or what you would count on, and it takes time. That's the other thing. Networking is something that takes a lot of time, and some people don't want it like that. They want it quick. That goes back to our previous point about necessity. Is it necessary for you to leave this job right now? Okay. Is it affecting your mental health, your health, period, your overall health? Like, what is going on at this job that you have to leave at the drop of a dime? So if it's something that is very, very serious, then absolutely take care of your mental health. Seek a therapist, please, guys. All right. I believe the suicide hotline number is 488. Please make sure that if you are going through anything like that, you seek support. Okay. But is it a necessity for you to leave this job right now? And if it's not, then you have time to build a successful network. And I'm not ignoring the job crisis, guys. I'm not. I'm just saying, okay, we know what the fuck is going on in the job crisis. We know what's going on with unemployment. However, we still have to operate every day as if it's not happening. And that sounds terrible, but it's the truth. Okay. You have to recognize it for what it is and say, okay, shit is fucked up right now. Let me do what I need to do. Because if you look at everything that's wrong, you'll never be able to see anything good. So you have to be able to kind of separate and like, okay, this is what the fuck going on over there. But I'm going to have to be a little delusional right now and act like I don't see that. I have to really focus in on what the fuck I need to do. Because right now, I need to get the fuck out of this job ASAP, right? And if it is a situation like that where we talked about your mental health being on the line and you are struggling with that, then you need to get out of the job immediately. Okay, seek help for the trauma that you are experiencing, but you need to find a job that is going to hold you over until you get the job that you need if you are going from a toxic environment. Okay. Let's read some motherfucking emails. One email I was getting ready to read, but this person asked me not to read it online, so I'm going to find another email. Okay, let's read this email. This one says, "Hi, hello. I have a question. During my mid-year, I was told I'm trending towards not meeting expectations. No other conversations have been had on performance until recently after annual evaluations have been turned in. I'm told by a manager that I open-doored for discrimination, that I'm still not meeting expectations, while a peer told me that another manager told her she is setting me up to fail. What should I do?" That's a little bit of he said, she said. And if that person is not willing to put their name behind what was said, I would not repeat that, because there's no need for you to create drama like that when you don't have something to back that up. Okay, unless she is going to put her name and stand on business behind what she told you, you don't know nothing. Do you understand me, motherfucker? Thank you. Next, when it comes to the discrimination portion of this email, I find it very inappropriate that your company is allowing a manager that you filed a report on to review you. That kind of opens the door to retaliation. So I would lean more on that fact alone, that you feel like the review or the evaluation was not appropriate because you had already filed a complaint about this manager regarding discrimination. And now this person is reviewing you and saying that you're not meeting expectations, you're not doing all these things, but it could open the door for retaliation unless they have documented proof that shows you are trending downwards. So I would present that question to HR because there is a concern. I would literally ask that. I would not bring up, no, he said, she said. That person told you that, but they would probably not stand behind what they said. So I would not bring that up. I would not create that type of dynamic. I would, however, let them know that it's inappropriate for a manager that you reported to be giving you a review, because it's very hard for people to not take things personal like that. And he or she is reviewing you. And how do you know what they're saying is going to be factual? You don't. How do you know what they're saying is not going to be emotional? You don't know that. So the proper thing would be to have another manager review you or give an evaluation. And I would hope that HR would be more responsible with that. That's actually unethical. I do not like that. And I hope you write us back after you go and talk to them. Let's find another email. All right. This one says, "Hey, Miss Brandy, I have a situation and I'm having a problem solving it. So I want to tell you right now." Okay, let's get to it. "So this incident happened last month. I work for a company that provides food distribution to blank. It's in the state of Tennessee. That's all I'm going to say. We have 2 kitchens in the warehouse. So on December 7th, I was asked to go to take a printer and other supplies to the other side of the warehouse kitchen and drop them off. And as I was walking to the kitchen, the manager, blank, okay, started yelling and carrying on. So I told them to chill with all that nonsense, yelling and cussing. So the manager told me to come to his office. He proceeds to grab me by my shirt and jacks me up. So I look at him surprised and walked away. and headed back to my side of the warehouse kitchen. As I get to my side and started back up washing dishes after that motherfucker just put his hands on you. Oh, hell no. My kitchen manager came to me and asked me what happened, and I told him immediately and wrote a statement. And a week or two goes by, I'm at work, and another coworker mentioned what happened, and I know for sure that I didn't talk to anyone about it, and that I only talked to the HR lady once, and that's only because she saw me on my lunch break and decided to say something to me. And I'm really having a hard time figuring out how to handle this situation or how to go about a lawsuit because I was assaulted. You were. Oh my God. Did you call the like, let me finish reading this, y'all. I'm getting upset. I'm gonna have a bitch fit. Okay? Let me read this motherfucking email. I've been having anxiety and feel threatened. I for sure know that the guy still works there because I have been told by other people that work in the kitchen with him. So please, if you're going to be able to give me some legal tips, I need to know by next week. I don't know what you're trying to say, but all right, let's talk about it. You need to download work receipts and you need to talk to the attorneys that they have on work receipts. You were assaulted. You need to file a police report. You need to get a restraining order immediately. I don't know why the fuck you did not do that. Like, y'all, when somebody puts their hands on you at work, you need to either defend yourself, okay? Or defend yourself and file a police report. Whichever one. Two is what you really need to do. You can't defend yourself and file a police report. This motherfucker put their hands on you, grabbed you by your shirt, like jacked you up. This is fucking crazy. And your company knows that this shit happened. Your HR knows that this shit happened. And they just letting this motherfucker come to work. You need to file a restraining order. Okay? This is violent behavior being displayed in the workplace. And this is another reason why I say, while HR is a resource, HR is going to do what the fuck HR is going to do. They're going to protect the fucking company every single time. They're going to do that. They're going to do whatever is in the best interest of the organization. You need to do what the fuck is in the best interest of you. Somebody put their fucking hands on you. You need to go and file a police report immediately. Do not wait. Do you understand? I am so fucking serious, y'all. You need to file a police report because HR is not the end all be all to this matter. Okay? You need to file a police report. You need to download work receipts, WRK receipts. Do you understand? Thank you. Or you can use it online because they have an online platform that may be a little easier for you to navigate because you got some explaining to do. You're going to have to write down what the fuck is going on with this particular situation. Speak to an attorney. Let them know what state you are in and they will guide you from there. But you also need to file that fucking restraining order. Okay? This person should not be allowed within 75 feet of you. Okay? This motherfucker, they should not even be at fucking work. They should be fired. In a warehouse, I know they got cameras. They got the footage of what the fuck happened. They are just not doing anything about it because you're not doing anything about it. You're not making a big enough noise. That's exactly what the fuck is going on. If anybody put their hands on you at your job, you need to file a police report. Do not just sit up there and wait for no fucking HR. Do you hear me? Thank you. Okay? Golly, y'all. Please don't do that. Don't do that. Protect yourself. All you are doing is protecting the organization. You have to protect yourself. They got enough fucking resources. They don't need nobody else to protect them. They got it. They don't need you protecting them. That motherfucker put their hands on you, call the police, file that fucking restraining order, and contact an attorney immediately. Because not only do you need to sue your fucking job for having you in an unsafe work environment where you are suffering with anxiety, you also need to sue that bitch, the person who put their hands on you in the first place. Okay? Thank you. Like, this is crazy. And if they try to fire you, which I hope that they not that stupid, because you about to own that motherfucking warehouse. It's going to be called your name. You understand? Thank you. All right. Shit, they got my damn. I don't even have no fucking high blood pressure, but it might be up tonight. Cause what the fuck do you mean? Like, nigga, what? Oh my God, that just threw me for a loop. That is going to be all for today's podcast episode. I hope that y'all enjoyed this episode. I did. It was a lot of fun, but this last email, Also, going back to our topic, please make sure that if you are suffering with role frustration, that you weigh out the things that we talked about. Y'all, is it the environment or is it the job? Because sometimes it is not necessarily the role that you are in, it's the fucking environment. If you are in a more supportive environment, or if you had present managers, like present support there to really help you through that position, it probably would not be so fucking terrible. So before you go and try to do this career change, think about those things before you switch it up 100%, because it may not be the job that you're doing. It's the fucking company. Okay? Also, do not let no bitch put their motherfucking hands on you. I don't give a fuck what their role is. If they put their hands on you, you need to call the police. HR is not the end all be all to every situation in the workplace. That is illegal. They motherfucking ass need to go to jail. You understand? Thank you. All right. Now y'all have a good ass day. And I'll see y'all motherfuckers later. Bye.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.